check this out. Area well retaining wall. We wanted our window to have a little bit of light. We have a sump pit area well, sump pump in here. What you can see is we have a couple layers of blocks. So this is kind of our foundation. Obviously we dug down quite deep over here to get our sump pit in. To do a cinder block or concrete block retaining wall. And these are a little bit wider. So these are about 8 inches deep, and then these are skinnier. We got 6 inches. You want your wall to be off plumb so that it's falling back toward the dirt. So if you look here, you can see this wall is tipping back that direction so that you don't end up with it toppling over and smashing you in the face. What's cool about this when it's staggered and stepped back this way is you get these beautiful little plants. If you start throwing some seeds in there, we put a grapevine down here, so hopefully the deer won't find it. In order to get these to stay, you got 2 options. So you can take a stick basically and then bang it down all the way through there, and then that would hold these from tipping over. If the stick is too big or too hard, you could always do a stick of rebar and then just bang it in with a sledge down through there, and that should hold those in. On the top, we've got some rocks, cap blocks to make it look halfway decent. A little berm here so that it goes up and over. The whole idea would be you've got all of your water that's gonna drain out and away from here. We didn't want any water coming back in through here. The sidewalk was tilted and tipped over. So the next step is to put in our drain pipe. Comes down through here. You can see it just goes straight in to a little elbow. And then this is a non-perforated pipe that goes underneath the sidewalk. And as it comes under the sidewalk, we've got another L that comes over here. And then this is where the French drain begins that goes down and through. So when we think about our drainage, we had a good bit that was pooling up over here. So we've got French drain, it's perforated on the top, and then we've got an inlet right here, which comes down and through with a joint here, and then our other pipe comes right through here. And this is all perforated pipe, so it acts as a French drain. Then any water over the top of the drive comes down and through, and you can see looks like my kiddo's made a dam. The outlet pipe is in that swimming pool right now, and that's where all the water is coming straight out from our French drain pipe. And then it's also a sweet swimming pool if you have little kiddos. Everything is draining here. We've got this little rain ditch. So the top is coming down and over, and then our 2 French drains got a junction box right here, and that collects it. Any rainwater coming here. If you look at the area well, we've got the berm up top so that any water that comes from there pools down and through. You got to kind of play with the drainage with the hoe a little bit, but then you end up with a very pretty area well. We'll grade this down a little bit, put some rocks in, drop a bucket, and get a sump pump in there. But this ends up being much prettier than your typical insert area well. Pavers were very exciting to get in here. We had a sidewalk here. You can see the sidewalk. It was right there. So I banged that out with a sledgehammer, pulled it up, and angled this down a little bit. We're gonna get this level, flush with the cement. This needs to be pretty close to flat. We're gonna put sand on top, paper base on top. Now if you can see, the sidewalk is kind of tipping inward, and so we're gonna build up this side. Make sure that you measure this out first. We're 24 inches for each of these. So it should leave us about 5 inches of extra space, which gives us an inch, inch and a half between each of these. So that you have the pretty cool stepping stone path up to your deck. We'll trim out those boards. I just wanted to show you that pipe underneath. Any of the water collects in here will drain out right through there. And then any of the water that's coming down out of the front side of this then comes down. You can see it drains beautifully right through there. Do it yourself, get some cinder blocks. They're super cheap, a couple bucks. Stack them up, stagger them, drive in a spike, drive in some rebar, throw in some seeds, and then we'll get some rock down there, and that will end up looking a lot prettier. So a little bit of work, but at the end of the day, this is much prettier than a little area well window. Get good light into the basement, throw some seeds, and let it grow. Not bad for a do-it-yourself window well, area well. Again, all the drainage coming straight down through there along the sidewalk. underneath, following the French drain. French drain tees in right here. So we've got junction underneath the driveway. I use the old sidewalk to fill this up, and then it drains out and around. And that is not a bad way to walk into an entry in front of your house before you make it to the backyard with a gorgeous retaining wall area well. Make it happen. Let's see yours.